Hi everyone, welcome to an Altcoin Bible today. It's going to be a little bit different in the full version of the Altcoin Bible. So if you subscribe to our newsletter, I have done a full top 10 look through our portfolio and just see where everything sits. Because to be fair, the market is in a stage of correction. So it's moving down. So pointing out altcoins to buy and what looks great and whatnot, I don't think it's going to be hyper useful for you. I personally think Bitcoin is in the driving motion of a come back up to retest support, turn resistance, and then it's going to roll back down. So I just wanted to quickly look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then if you want to have a look at the broader portfolio, which I go through, make sure to become a newsletter subscriber and you can watch the full version there. But just quickly, if we look here, Bitcoin, where I think it is actually going is actually still lower. You might get a little bit of FOMO, sort of going in here thinking green candle, daily close, perfect this morning. But I just think with Grayscale still selling, so the FA is really important here. I think we're going to get a drive back up to maybe 40,500, at most 42,000, potentially a little bit higher, up into this region here of volume underneath. But then I think she has that drive down, that capitulation into that 38,000 to 35,000 region. We haven't had that yet. It's been actually a really orderly sell-off. That said, the sell-off here has caused a big havoc, a wrecking ball through altcoins. So we're getting some really nice buy targets on altcoins. But again, I don't want to give you a cherry ripe one to watch in the danger zone because they all look the same. There is a bit of danger zone about all of them in the respect that we're coming into some pretty heavy drops into support. And if those supports drop out, then we go down to the next one. So it's kind of a different dynamic market. Again, I didn't want to give you a cherry ripe one to watch a danger zone. So here's Bitcoin. And if we get the Hail Mary, if 38,035 doesn't hold and we see even more accelerated inflows from GBTC, 32,000, 30,000 is definitely on the agenda. So that would be, in my view though, I think the daily 200 moving average is probably going to provide decent support about 33,500. You can see this broader trend line that I've just drawn here from the low to the high. That would make a ton of sense if we get 35,000. So again, that's still my sort of last most likely area in my view, that perfect drop zone before we go higher into the halving. But down here, 32,000, 30,000, we could absolutely get just a frightening wick to scare the crap out of absolutely everyone. Then we'd look at the RSI down here for a reversal. As you can see, we're just in a pure downtrend. We want to almost see now, we want to see this RSI completely bottom out. That's what we really want to see. And then eventually, when we see the RSI come back up here to crack this downtrend, that's when we know the market wants to reverse and go higher. Same with the stock RSI. It's in a bottoming area. RSI still has got a bit of work to do over here, but that's kind of how I see things. You really can't be bullish on this market until we reclaim, let's say, this kind of level here. That's about 43,000 and a half, 44,000. So that's how I see it. Now, Ethereum, it was doing really well to hold up as well as it did. But now it's kind of struggling a little bit at 2,200. We know Celsius have been dumping on some Ethereum on the market as well. As long as Bitcoin is looking in a more downward motion and flirting with those range lows and those high 38,000 even lower, Ethereum's going to get smacked around the face, of course. It's just going to be less, in my view, than a lot of the altcoins. Right now, Ethereum is flirting. So this could have been a good danger zone. Ethereum is flirting with that horizontal supports coming down here. And the thing with a lot of these altcoins that have already had that big flush down, time and time again, you get a second go at the dip. So if you look here, this big wick down, after a little bit of time, we get another wick to really feel out the length of this move. And you see here, this one, in my view, is coming probably down to feel out this wick down to 2171, that kind of region, if not a little bit lower. And this is a full liquidity zone in my view. You've got a lot of buyers just hungrily waiting here to just eat up any Ethereum that drops into that low 2,000 range. So we could get a bit of a frightening wick there and then a bounce back out. And then we might have to contend with a head and shoulders pattern, something like that up there. But that's what I'm looking at here. They're not the worst charts in the world at the moment. We're all just kind of waiting for the moment when this really hits ground zero, when we just want to see that capitulation, which we're used to. We've got some cushioning from the ETFs. The inflows are going really, really nice. GBTC just needs to calm the farm, and when it does, we might see a peak in that selling, and then we can have the ETFs just take over from there. So that's what I'm seeing, guys. Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're my focus at the moment. No cherry up, no one to watch, no danger zone, but just broadly focus on those longer term altcoins that you're looking to acquire, because there is a we've already had 10 to 20% dip already, but there is a 30% dip additionally to all that on here. And if I just have a look at, let's say, Solana, which is probably a good one just to quickly show you, which had a lot of strength previously, and now it's in full correction mode, going lower. I'll just get rid of that. There we go there. So this is the newsletter signals I've got overlaid here. So yeah, they've been very, very good to us so far. The week into the danger zone and straight back out. But just broadly, Solana, if it wants to, it can really do another 20% into these volume blocks down here. And I'd love to see a low 70 Solana or even a 60 Solana just to feel out this huge order block in here where buyers are willingly waiting. That would bottom out the RSI. It'd be pretty vicious, but then I think it bounces out pretty hard. So again, lots on offer for buyers who are patient and are going to let the move come to them. So have a wonderful day. Catch you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.